everyone and welcome back to Chess with MNM. Today I brought to you the game 1 of the round 3 of Clutch Chess Online Tournament on lichess.org between Fabiano Caruana and Lineir Domengez. Now before I start the video, Fabiano Caruana is the world, as we know, the world is the challenger of the world champion title on 2018. And also, Lineir Domengez is one of the top 10 players on the world, and it is one of the top players on America. So yeah, these are the players, and let's check out the game. Domengez with the white pieces and Caruana with the black pieces. Domengez opening this game by e4, king's pawn opening, c6 by Caruana, Caro can defense, d4, and now d5. e5 by Domengez, bishop to f5, developing the bishop before playing e6, and now h4. The idea here by h4 is I'm threatening now g5. If you play bishop to g6, then h5 will trap the bishop, so you will be forced to move your bishop back into the c8. So for the season here, after h4, Caruana pushed h5, clearing the h7 square for the bishop, also not allow the white to grab more space on the king side by pushing h5, bishop to d3, let's exchange this dangerously, bishop capture on d3, queen capture on d3, and now e6. Knight to f3 by Domengez, bishop to e7 by Caruana, and now c4 hitting the center. D capture on c4, queen capture on c4, knight to d7. I want to play knight to b6 with tempo on your queen. So here Domengez simply move this queen back to c2. If you want to play knight to b6, play it, but not with tempo on my queen. c5 by Domengez, hitting the center. And here by Caruana. And here Domengez played a beautiful move, and it is d5. Now what's the idea by d5? The idea here, if you capture on d5, e capture on d5, and this is what happened in the game, I will push e6. e6 now, if you capture, f capture on e6, and this again what happened in the game, I will play queen to g6 check, and I will take back my e pawn in the next move. Also now you will not be able to castle anymore. King to f8, and now queen capture on e6. Now here the black is up a pawn, and it is the pawn which the white sacrificed on d5 push. But the idea here that the black's king is so in bad position on the middle of the board, and this is what Domengez has instead his pawn. Okay,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
So queen capture on e6, and now simply bishop to f6. And the idea here is clearing the e7 square for the knight. Because here if you play knight to f6, developing the knight into the f6 square, then knight to g5 will be a little bit, will bother the black a little bit. Because here knight to g5, I'm threatening queen to f7 checkmate. So for this season here, Caruana said no, I'll play queen to, bishop to f6, still protecting the g5 square. And also clearing the e7 square for my knight. Bishop to f6, and now here Domengez castled, knight to e7, and now knight to c3, developing the knight with a pressure on the d5 square. Rook to c8, bringing the rook into the game. Also, I want to play rook to c6 to kick this queen away. Knight to g5 now by Domengez, and now bishop capture on g5, because knight to g5 I'm threatening queen to f7 checkmate. So bishop capture on g5 played by Caruana, bishop capture on g5, and now rook to c6 attacking the queen. Bishop capture on e7, queen capture on e7, and now simply queen capture on d5, taking the pawn back. And by this now the white's position is more better than the black, because his king on the f8 is so in bad position.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, now the rook on the h8 is okay. It seems like unuseful rook, but the black can develop it in two moves. So the main problem for the black is his king. Okay, so after queen capture on d5, here Caruana played knight to f6, attacking the queen. Queen to f3, developing the queen on the king's file. King to f7, opening the way for the rook, and now rook f2 e1, developing the rook with tempo on the queen. Queen to d7, and now knight to e4, putting more pressure on the f6 knight, also threatening knight to g5 with check. It's not a threat, but the g5 square will be a nice square for the knight. But not king to g6, moving away from the file, also offering to exchange some pieces, but Domengez said, of course, I will not exchange any piece, and I will play knight to g5 because your king's position is so bad. Rook to d7 now by Caruana. Rook to d7, saying to Domengez, now it's my turn.
It's my turn!
Now I want to play something like rook to d2, making a pressure on the second rank, also putting a pressure on the b2 square. When you move your queen away, then queen to f5 will be possible to make a pressure on the f2 square, and I will make something on the board. But here Domengez simply said, what you want? Queen to rook to d2. Okay, I'll play queen to c3, threatening your c pawn, and show me when you will play rook to d2 while I'm attacking, while I'm threatening you.
Okay, it is my turn.
You lost the game.
It's my turn.
I'm threatening you. Here, after queen to c3, Caruana simply played rook to c8, guarding the pawn, and now rook to e5. Rook to e5, still putting pressure on the black. Not allow him to play anything like queen to d2 or something like that. No, just putting more pressure and not allow him to do anything. Rook to e5, attacking the c5 pawn, and here Caruana pushed c4. Now here, why the black didn't play something like b6? The idea here that if you play something like b6, then rook a to e1 comes. The threat here now, rook to e7, and then I will grab the pawn on the a4. Example here, if you protected the pawn by the rook, okay, then I have rook to e7, okay, and after something like queen to c6, now the rook on the a8 is so unuseful rook, and this rook is so active on the 7th rank. Also queen to c2 at some point will be a nice threat on the black's king. So for this reason here, after rook to e5, Caruana here simply push c4. He don't want to push b6 and or to weakening the a pawn, because now if you play rook a to e1 and rook to e7, then I have queen to b5 to protecting my b4 pawn. So here after c4, Domengez played rook a to e1, and now rook to d3, attacking the queen. Okay, and here Domengez simply played queen to b4, not allow him to play queen to b4 anymore. So also putting a pressure on the b7 square. Also now rook to e7 is a threat, because I will capture the pawn on the b7 in the next move. So for this reason here, Caruana forced it to move to pushing the pawn. b6 now by Caruana, and now simply rook to e7, attacking the queen. Queen to d6. Please, let's just exchange the queens. And Domengez of course declined that, and he played queen to a5, attacking the queen to a4, attacking the a pawn. a5 by Caruana, and now simply queen back to c2, pinning the rook. Okay, rook to c7. Let's exchange the rooks. Rook to e7 I don't want, and I want to attack your queen. Queen to f4, threatening the pawn on the h4. g3, attacking and protecting. Queen back to f5, keeping an eye on the f2 square. At some point rook to d2 will be a possible move, and also now the main threat is rook capture on g3, because when you capture by the pawn, then you will lose your queen. So for this season here, immediately Domengez moving this queen back, away, sorry. Queen to e2 now, putting a huge pressure on the e file, also moving away from the threat. Rook c to d7 now, putting a pressure also on the d file, and now simply rook capture on b6, winning a pawn. Rook to d8 here, also rook capture on b6. The threat now is queen to e8 here. Example, if you play anything like a4, then queen to e8 will be deadly. I mean, you cannot capture by the knight because it's spinning with your king. So here you have to move your king into the h6, but then I have queen to h8 check, and it will be deadly. After king to g6 only move, then queen to h7 will be a checkmate. So for this season here, after rook capture on b6, you have to prevent queen to e8. So here simply Caruana moved his rook back, rook to d8. Knight to e6 now by Domengez. The idea here, I'm threatening your rook. When you move your rook to anywhere on the 8th rank, to keep an eye on the e8 square, so I will play rook knight to f4 check, and to make fork between your king and your rook. So here Caruana moved this rook away, rook to d2 with thumb on the queen, and after queen to e3, keeping an eye on the f2 square, not allow queen to f2 to come, and now simply after queen to e3, rook 8 to d6, rook 8 to d6. Let's please just exchange some pieces, but Domengez said no, I'm not interested. Knight to f8 check, king to f7, rook to b7 check. The idea here, if you touch my knight, then knight to e7, and then queen to e7, and then queen capture on g7 will be a checkmate. So you cannot capture that knight. king to g8, and now knight to e6, simply moving the knight away, and then rook capture on g7 is a threat because this move comes with a check. King to h8, now you cannot capture on the g7 because if you capture on the g7, simply I will capture your knight and then your rook. So for this season here, after king to h8, simply knight back to g5 played by Domengez. King to g8 now. If you want to play knight to e6 again, it's not a problem for me. The draw, because the draw is more better idea for me. But Domingis said no, I'm not interested about that. Rook to b8 check. Of course, here you has to block by the rook. Only move rook to d8, and now simply queen capture on d2. The idea here, you cannot capture my queen because your rook is spinning with your king. Rook capture on b8, and now queen to d6 attacking the rook. Rook to f8, and now queen to d4 attacking the c4 pawn. Queen to c2 trying to guarding the pawn, and now simply rook to e7 attacking on the 7th rank. Queen to b1 trying to do something. King to g2 simply, and now queen to f5 moving the queen into the king side to help the king. Knight to e6, now the threat is rook capture, our knight capture on the g7 with a queen capture on c4 with check. Rook to e8 now by Caruana with an idea that if you capture on the g7, then I will play king to h8 check, and now your knight is under attack, and the knight is the only defender of the rook, so if I capture the knight, then your rook will be, I will capture your rook in the next move. So for this season here, after rook to e8, Domingis finished this game by a beautiful move, and it is knight capture on g7, and it was at this position that Fabiano Caruana simply resigned the game. Now why Caruana resigned the game? Because now I'm making 4 between your queen and your rook, and if you capture my rook, I will capture your queen, and even if you play something like queen back to g6, protecting the rook twice, then I have rook knight capture, and after knight capture, then queen capture on c4 comes with check, and the white here is up on exchange also. He is up 3 pawns, and it's deadly winning for the white.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So for this season here, after knight capture on g7, it was at this position that Fabiano Caruana resigned the game. So yeah, this is the game. This is one of the games of the round 3. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this game, please don't forget us by the like and subscribe. Also, you can check out my previous videos, and also what? See you in the next videos.